Hi, this is Ron Dutter. In this video, I'll give you not one, not two, not three, but 4 different ways of controlling your smart bulbs and your smart outlets, everything in your smart home. And that starts now. Okay, well, you've been patient with me as we've gotten through the first few videos. And I've got a little test system all set up here. I've got one of my LIFX bulbs. I'll get it out here in just a moment. And as we go through the different videos and I show you the other options, this is just one I had handy with the way I've got everything set up, and I wanted to show you some options. I'm going to have it just off camera so it doesn't blind you and me both. But I just wanted to give you an idea of where things are going to be going. And then this week, I'm going to have a little bit different book cover for you to go with. And this is another one that I'm currently working on. I've got about 3 different covers that we have seen so far. And as you look at the different covers, this is book cover number 3. And I haven't quite decided which way I'm going to go, but I want you to have a say in this as well. Now, over here, I've got a little bit of a tight quarter in here. I've got the Amazon Echo Dot, and you can see it's fairly reasonable in size, fairly compact. And this is to show you, you don't have to have a lot of expensive things to do it. Now, if you want to have the full Echo, and I've got one of the Gen 1s. Hey, Amazon, help with somebody out. Love to show one of your new ones out here. I've also got the Google Home Mini, and thanks to I won't call it a flash sale at Christmas, but it was in that time frame, and I got this for $29. So your timing is right. You can do rather well. Of course, we've got the trusty smartphone. This is a little bit of an older phone. It's the Google Nexus 6. This was on Project Fi. If you haven't heard about Project Fi, reach out to me. Be glad to talk to you about that one. Now, I'm going to show you 2 items you may not have seen a whole lot about. I know I said 4. Okay, we're going to have a little bit more than that. You may or may have not seen this little gem, and this is an Amazon Dash wand. If you look for Amazon Echo, this is not going to show up. This is meant for making things easier to order. But let me show you something that not a lot of people have talked about. Chair on.
Okay.
Now that light just came on. All this from less than a $20 device. Hooks into your home Wi-Fi. Chair off.
Okay.
Can't make it much easier than that. And all the links to everything I'm going to have is in the show notes that are a part of this video. And if you're seeing this as it's live, give me a few minutes for the video to get processed at YouTube, and you'll see all this in here. This has got a lot of possibilities. This little part right here is a barcode scanner, so that if you're wanting to put together an order, just I can do this here just briefly. Okay, it just will scan the barcode and go on. This is something that is an interesting little device. It's a little bit hard to get apart, not something that I would suggest doing readily. It's got 2 AA batteries. So if you have a place in the house where you're at periodically, there's not a spare out handy, or it's not something that you're sure if you want to tie up something, $20. Put it on a lanyard. You can keep it with you. Not a big deal. I use this downstairs in the basement of my house, turning on and off things so that I don't necessarily have to have everything there. Now, this next one, folks, this is an undiscovered gem. This is the Roav VIVA. And you'll see, again, there's a link to this in the show notes. This is a multi-purpose device. It plugs in the cigarette lighter of your vehicle. It's got 2 higher power USB chargers. And trust me, if you've got a smartphone running where you've got Bluetooth linked to this, you've got cellular linked out so that Waze or whatever you're using for maps, if you get several things going, a standard power port is not going to be able to keep up with it. And several of those in the tech press have really poo-pooed this. Have really said, oh, this is not ready for prime time. Guys, you're not looking at the whole picture. This is $50. It just came back in stock. There was a minor technical issue with it. Roav, to their credit, called them back in, worked on it, and I'll be showing you in a future video, and I've got to get some things set up so that I can do videos in my truck to show you how this works. And I've had it just a couple of days at this point. It's interesting. It gives you essentially Alexa in your vehicle so that if you have things at home, so we'll say chair on.
Okay.
Say you've left the house and you've realized you've left that light on. Well, now with the Roav VIVA, we'll pretend this is the Roav VIVA for right now. Chair off.
Okay.
That's all you have to do. No VPN tunnels to the house, no special app. You do it all from here. This ties into your Amazon Alexa account. There is, and I've got my Echo Dot going nuts over here side because every time I mention the wake word or what gets it started. But there are any number of ways to do it. Like I can go, okay, Google, chair on.
You got it. Turning on the chair light.
And I've got the volume turned down a little bit, but I think you heard it respond. But here's the beauty. When you have things like this, you can turn it on and off from different sources. Alexa, chair off.
Okay.
So it's interesting to have more than one way to do it. Again, there's, as they say, and for those that are cat lovers, please forgive me, this is a phrase I've used for years. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's several ways to do it. There's also, and I'm going to bring out my trusty Google Nexus 6, and you will see that depending on what you're doing, there is, Google Home is on here. You've got Samsung Smartthings, so that I can, and this ties into a cloud account. So this is something you wouldn't have to have special equipment in your house to be able to do things. And it's complaining about a battery because I've just made some changes in the phone for the Roav VIVA. So it's pitching a little bit of a fit. But as you can see, you go in here, you can tap My Home. You can scroll down the list. Now here, for example, is, we'll see if we can get a little bit closer where you can see I've got an Auric air cleaner. So I just go, I tap on that. You're not going to be able to hear it because it's over in another room, but it says turning on, and it actually is on at this point. This is where sometimes there will be a little bit of a lag, and you may not see the feedback here totally. Now, and I just turned it right back off. Now, in the case of Samsung Smartthings, I've got 2 items listed as favorites. Okay, come on. I don't need to know about the sound going off. You notice I've got garage doors here. How many times have you left the house and you think you left a garage door? What are your choices? 1, turn around and go back to the house. 2, call a friend or a family member. Hey, I think I left the lights up. I left the door up. Can you go check it for me? When you start implementing this kind of technology, you don't have to. With a smartphone, you know if the door's up or down. I'm looking at several options. I've been talking to some companies about featuring their products in the book. And this is something that it doesn't have to be difficult. It's very straightforward. And, the Roav VIVA, let me turn off that graph here a minute. Sorry, folks. I went and bought this one. I had to wait for several weeks for this to become available. In the brief time I've had it, it shows a lot of promise. There's all the adjustments I have to go through, and that's stuff that we'll be talking about in future videos. I'm looking to you for any comments that you've got with how you'd like me to proceed. If there's things you'd like me to look at, I want us both to get a lot out of this. I've basically have rearranged my house and are doing several things. I can look at the garage door. I've got lights I can turn off. There's different options out there. And you don't necessarily have to use one system, although what you will see is that the more you can standardize, the easier it's going to be. But as I've already talked about the Roav VIVA, and by the way, I'm not getting any money for doing it. I believe that strongly in the product. It's always handy to have, especially with voice control, more than one way to. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot potentially what's going to be the star of the show. Let me take it off here. Got so excited with everything we were covering, and that's my Android Wear 2 Asus ZenWatch 2. Now, this is a little bit older model. I did buy this refurbished off Amazon. This is another way. I can sit there, and I'll try to show it as best I can. We'll get the screen to come up here, and you hold the button for a little bit, and it says chair on. And sometimes it has a problem in misreading you, and it's only got here's the mic right there, folks. So it's only going to be able to do so much. But let's try it one more time here because I had it working. Chair on. And see, it does find it. It says, okay, it's turned it on. Chair off. So there's a lot of flexibility in the thing, you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. My faithful watch of several years died, and it was going to cost me almost as much to get the battery replaced and somebody do it, because I looked at what the process is going to be for me to do it. I went, there's certain things, you learn not to try to push with. But a smartwatch, there's ways where if you have the Samsung Smartthings, if you have the LIFX bulbs, and I'm going to be exploring this over the next several weeks and months, because I've got about 90 videos mapped out right now. And as I get one done, one or two more get added. There are a lot of options out there. And especially in the case of the Asus ZenWatch 2, and there is a newer model out, the 3. I like this screen a little bit more. They went to a circular one, but that's, that was Asus's choice. There are a number of ways you can tile this in. In the case of the ZenWatch, I tie that in to the Google Assistant. The Google Assistant links to, in the case of Samsung Smartthings, it ties into that, LIFX, everything. And with this, you don't even have to be at home. Now, if you're outside of the range of your Wi-Fi network, you'll need to have this linked to via Bluetooth to your phone, or if you've got a hotspot available, but this does have both Wi-Fi and the other. So there's a lot of interesting things coming down the pike. Please share this with anyone you think might be interested. I would greatly appreciate that you're clicking on the subscribe button so you get notifications as soon as new videos come out. If you have any questions, please leave comments. I want to help this be as informative for you as it will be for the others, and we'll get under the hood on more things in the coming weeks, and then we'll just take it one step at a time. Appreciate your time. Please click on that subscribe button. If you want to subscribe to my email list, I'll be sending out a newsletter, also letting you know when there's new videos, and if I've come across any special deals that you might be interested in. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next video.